All right, so today we're going to dive deep. We're heading right into the heart of Nigeria's Niger Delta to talk about Bayelsa State, a place where the land and the water are so tangled up, it's honestly hard to tell where one ends and the other even begins.
And, that's not just some fancy poetic line. It is the fundamental reality for every single person who calls this unique corner of the world home. Everything, and I mean everything, is shaped by the rhythm of the water.
So, to really get a handle on the people of Bayelsa, you've got to understand the land itself. And believe me, it is an absolutely incredible place.
I want you to just try and picture a landscape that isn't dominated by roads, but by rivers and creeks. Think about these vast ancient mangrove forests that are actually among the largest in the entire world. In Bayelsa, life isn't just near the water. It is completely, fundamentally connected to its ebbs and its flows, its seasons, and its power.
So this whole environment, it's been shaping the people for centuries. And that brings us to this really fascinating paradox in Bayelsa's history.
So check this out. This is the paradox, right? The state itself is incredibly young. Officially created in 1996. But it's home to the Ajab people, who are one of the most ancient ethnic groups in all of West Africa. That creates this fascinating dynamic. You have a brand new political identity sitting on top of these incredibly deep cultural roots.
So, who are the Ijao people? Well, they're a people whose entire identity was forged in this water world. Their traditions are rich, their history is long, and their skills in seafaring and fishing are frankly legendary. And that's a direct result of mastering their unique environment for hundreds and hundreds of years.
So how does all this ancient history and this deep connection to the water actually show up today? Well, let me tell you, it comes alive in the most vibrant, the most beautiful ways.
Yeah, this culture is no dusty museum piece. Not at all. It's a living, breathing thing that you can actually see and hear. It just explodes in these colorful festivals filled with the sound of rhythmic drum beats that literally echo across the water. It's expressed through intricate dances and these stunning, expressive masquerades that tell ancient stories.
For example, you've got a festival like Sigbine. Now, this is not just some party, no way. It's this deep, profound cultural event where the whole community gathers to honor its history, telling stories of their ancestors and paying respect to the gods of the waters that give them life. Its history, its spirituality, its community, all rolled into one incredible celebration.
But modern life in Bayelsa is really defined by this powerful and honestly really complex duality. There are two massive forces shaping the destiny of the people here, and they exist in this delicate, often very difficult balance.
And that, right there, that's the central question, isn't it? Because the answer, well, it's a story of two totally different, super powerful resources, both drawn from the exact same land.
Okay, so on one side, you have the blessing. Fishing. This is the traditional way of life. It's what has sustained families for generations. But then, on the other side, you have the burden, oil. The crude oil that's pulled from beneath the delta powers the entire nation of Nigeria. This makes Bayelsa both blessed by its natural wealth and, at the same time, burdened by the complicated, often damaging, reality of the oil industry.
So you might be wondering, caught between this ancient way of life and this massive modern industry, what are the people themselves like? What really defines their spirit?
Honestly, it boils down to these three words: resilient, proud, and deeply connected. Resilient in the face of just immense challenges, proud of their ancient heritage, and through all of it just unshakably connected to the water and the land that has always defined who they are. And look, this is not just some abstract idea we're talking about here. This spirit, it's the real, lived reality you'll find all across the state, from the capital city of Yenagoa to the coastal towns of Nembe, in Agbia, and in Sagbama. It's the unifying character of the people of Bayelsa.
And all of that leaves us with this final, really powerful question. It's the central challenge, and it's the defining story of Bayelsa today. For a people whose identity, whose history, whose very way of life flows with the tides, how do you navigate a future that's increasingly dominated by the global thirst for oil? It's a journey filled with uncertainty, for sure, but it's one they face with that same resilient and proud spirit.